Firstly, we've come here on behalf of FM Conway. Phoenix Heroes, we're a veteran company supporting our veterans and families with PTSD. I've sat there at the back, listened to all the speeches, and for me personally, being a veteran, it's reassuring to know that organisations like yourselves are really taking mental health and awareness seriously. So thank you for the previous speakers. I'm only here for 10 minutes, I'll try and do 8. About us, our services, our approach and results, that's what I'm going to cover. That's me, 22 years veteran, been out of the army now since 2009. Tried to integrate into civilian life, it's difficult. That's why I founded Phoenix Heroes. I'll go on to a bit more about our team in a minute, but for me personally, getting out of the forces in 2009 was difficult. I decided to go out to Afghanistan on the civil circuit, done 4 years out there, went to Iraq, built refugee camps, went to Africa, come back to England, tried to get a normal job, and I found it really difficult. So that made me think there's going to be more people in the same predicament as me, and it started me, I was gearing towards helping more veterans, and that's why I founded Phoenix Heroes. That's our elements of our team. We're a non-profit community interest company, 12 months old, based in Colchester. We've partnered with the London Trauma Hub and a local farm called Hart Farm in Colchester, in Clapton, sorry. And they form the basis of our support mechanisms that we deliver to our veterans and families. I'll go into that in a couple of minutes. Our patron, Tracy Morris, he's one of the top financial advisors in the UK. So we've got his backing, he's been really helpful to us. Billy Billingham, SAS Who Dares Wins, he's our ambassador. Again, Billy, we're really chuffed to have Billy on board with us. Lorraine up in the top corner there, she's our PTSD support from the London Trauma Hub. And little Steve in the corner, he's our ambassador as well. I do little short films at Christmas times and trying to find homeless veterans. I found Steve homeless on the streets of London last year. I was in basic training with Steve in 1987. It was so spooky, it was unbelievable. Now he's our ambassador. He's done 6-month rehab. He's doing really well, and now we're going to bring him to Colchester, and he's forming part of the team. That's what we deliver, PTSD clinical support through the London Trauma Hub, who we've partnered with. We're presenting to Parliament in November. We've just done a 6-month study on combat veterans dealing with PTSD, so we're presenting that in November this year. It was mentioned by yourself, your outdoor activities, interacting socially, sports, that's what we do, and that works 100%. That works for us. And then we also offer employment and training. What we found with our veterans is if they get to the point of no return, some of them have attempted suicide, some of them have been on the verge of it. A lot of the build up to that is because everything that should be plugged in their lives, like employment, family, stability, it's been disjointed. So that's what we try and fix prior to them getting the clinical treatment. Because if you don't fix that first, the mindset is not interested in getting the support. So that's what we try and treat first before we go on to the clinical side. That's what we do. Phoenix Heroes, we've got a veteran network. Veterans are coming to us on a monthly basis. The first point of call is we get them that clinical support. We ask them about their employment, I've just mentioned, and then we start doing the outdoor activities. We do that with families together, so the children, the wives of, the partners of, and that is key for us because the family element is what keeps that individual strong. So that's what we're finding at the minute. You bring the family together, get everyone interacting together. We're building a community within a community, and then people talk. Talking is the most important thing. If you don't talk, you're not going to achieve anything. So I've heard this morning everyone's talking about talking. 100%. If you don't do it, you're not going to get anywhere. Conway have been really good with us. The way we're interacting with Conway, they've signed up to the Armed Forces Covenant. For those that are unaware of that, it's a pledge to the Armed Forces to say that as an organisation, you'll support veterans and the families coming through your organisation. You sign the pledge, it's free, What it does for organisations as well, it attracts veterans to come to you, so your recruitment fees and all that are kind of reduced, and that's what we're doing with Conway. They've offered places for our veterans, offered training, and that's good. It's key for us because I've got a lot of our veterans back in Essex now. They're not happy with their jobs. I've introduced them to Conway, and now they've started that process to see if they can change the lifestyle on their employment front. That's Steve. That's how I found Steve on the streets of London last year. To date, we've helped 30 veterans' families. That's over the last 6 months. We're non-funded. We rely solely on businesses, general public. But to date, in 6 months, that's the amount of veterans and families we've helped. The quickest response time to get that clinical PTSD support through London Trauma Hub is 5 hours. We're helping veterans all across the country, including Scotland. This year we're campaigning across the UK to the top 240 companies to sign up and make the pledge to say that they're PTSD friendly. What that does for us as a veteran organisation, what you'll find is with veterans, a lot of them that are dealing with PTSD or mental health, depression, they come out of employment and they sit still for long periods of time. To gain their faith and getting back into employment, we're going to be in a position to say, rather than throw your CV out and go into crisis management looking for a job, we've identified these big organisations across the UK that want you, that understand you, and willing to invest in you. So that's what we're going to do with our veterans, is channel them to people that understand, have signed up to say, yeah, we want to support them. Like I said earlier on, we're presenting to Parliament the eye movement desensitisation reprocessing study done over a 6-month period. The results are outstanding for us. We've had guys that have been on the breach of committing suicide. Their lives are back on track. We've got fishing projects on the go, all outdoor activities planned for next year. It's this for us, the outdoor activities and bringing people together and talking is the key, and it's working. It's very simple to do as well.